Some deaths shock the world because they're vicious. Others shock the world because they were predictable. This one is the second kind, because in every case you're about to hear, the warning signs were already there. Experience, routine, confidence, all of it failed. This is the hidden danger behind exotic animal handling and why tigers don't need to be angry to kill. For decades, private owners, trainers, and so-called sanctuaries have repeated the same belief. This tiger knows me. And for years, they're right. Until one moment, one movement, one instinct proves them wrong. Tigers don't attack out of malice. They don't attack out of revenge. They attack because they are apex predators, and no amount of training can turn instinct off. Let's look at our first case. The routine that turned fatal. In one well-documented incident, an experienced handler entered an enclosure he'd worked in for years. There was no crowd, it wasn't feeding time, and there was no agitation. It was just routine maintenance. Witnesses later said the tiger appeared completely calm right up until it wasn't. One sudden movement, one misjudged step. The tiger lunged. By the time help arrived, it was already over. The handler didn't make a mistake. He followed the exact same routine he'd followed dozens of times before. And that's the danger. Now for case 2. He's never done this before. In another tragic case, a private owner regularly allowed close contact with his tigers. We're talking photographs, feeding by hand, and unsecured enclosures. His friends warned him. Inspectors warned him, but he ignored them all. One afternoon, while performing what he described as a normal interaction, the tiger seized his arm, pulled him inside the enclosure, and inflicted fatal injuries within seconds. Neighbors heard the screams, but no one could intervene. Later, interviews with those who knew him all included the same phrase, "He'd never shown aggression before." That exact phrase appears in nearly every fatal tiger attack on record. This brings us to the myth of control, the part of the story nobody likes to talk about. Most fatal tiger attacks don't happen because of escape attempts. They don't happen during feeding frenzies. They don't happen during chaos. They happen during comfort. They happen when handlers become familiar, when barriers are relaxed, and when safety protocols are skipped simply because nothing's ever gone wrong before. But tigers don't learn loyalty. They learn tolerance. And tolerance always has its limits. And then there's the sanctuary illusion. Many of these deaths happen in places that are labeled as sanctuaries. But the word sanctuary has almost no legal meaning in many regions. Some of these facilities operate with minimal training, inadequate barriers, and absolutely no emergency protocols. In one fatal case, a worker entered an enclosure alone, despite clear safety rules requiring 2 handlers at all times. Why? Because they'd done it alone before, and nothing had happened. The tiger attacked without any warning. Investigators later confirmed the enclosure met the minimum legal requirements. But minimum wasn't enough. This is what separates tigers from domesticated animals. They don't give warnings. They don't snarl first. They don't posture. They don't threaten. They ambush. That's how they survive in the wild. And captivity doesn't erase that instinct. If anything, it sharpens it. Handlers often misread a tiger's calmness as a sign of trust. In reality, it's just restraint. After these attacks, the aftermath nobody sees unfolds. The same questions always follow. Should the tiger be put down? Was it the handler's fault? Could this have been prevented? And the answer to that last question is almost always yes, because in nearly every single case, safety protocols already existed. Warnings were issued, regulations were ignored, and the tiger behaved exactly as its biology designed it to. This isn't about blaming the victims. These were people who loved animals, who dedicated their lives to them. But love doesn't override instinct. Experience doesn't neutralize risk. And no tiger is ever fully predictable. Every fatal tiger attack follows the same tragic pattern: comfort, confidence, complacency. Then, silence. If there's one lesson these cases leave behind, it is this: wild animals don't become safe just because we want them to be, and believing otherwise is the most dangerous mistake of all. This has been Crime Scene Archives. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world.